out or have your daughter bring it in to me. Everything is confidential. I've been doing this for too long. You're never going to know how I got the information. So we open up our lines for Facebook, and yes, we've used them in several disciplinary, issues.
Have you ever had somebody who was a bystander who's seen the bullying?
People at these schools, no, but I know that different names were mentioned, and it just got out of hand, where something that was told to you or something that you knew became a whole bunch of myth, fiction, gossip, where, okay, a victim's name was put in there, and he or she didn't even know they were a part of this. I wasn't even with that person. I wasn't even at the park. But as long as it's good reading, I'm going to read and I'm going to believe it.
Okay. If you had the power to stop or control bullying, what would you do?
Well, number one, which thankfully now legislation is catching up, I really think that it should be a crime, because we're talking about higher suicide rates. We're talking about children who don't want to come to school. We're talking about an environment that's supposed to be safe. It's about learning and bettering yourself. Now it's just become a whole big social, fabrication of nothing. So definitely I think that it should be a crime. I think that our judicial system should be a little bit more engaged in how this really affecting the psychology of our youth. Because for a lot of people, they just never come back. You have a lot of broken adults, and when you really, really get down to the nitty-gritty, they start off with that. Okay. Do I know how far we should go? No. But a misdemeanor, for certain levels of it, I think is warranted. Because when you have something on a social network that you can never erase, and it's always out there, and you're damaging someone's credibility, their reputation, their future, you need to be held accountable for that. And unfortunately, until we do something very harsh, our youth is not going to get it. Because right now it's just a game. Because, come on. Really, most of the girls in this school shouldn't have a Facebook account. If you go by what the standards are for Facebook. Don't you have to be 16 or 17?
Correct.
We have people in middle school with Facebook accounts who are going to college. That's absurd, but they're talking about little stuff they did in school. So that should not be that difficult. Facebook probably needs to be a little bit more on their program as well. You know these are children. It's not cute. So we have to take it more seriously and not just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk.
Okay. What do you think you can do in Albany Leadership Charter High School for girls to combat bullying? Like bullying classes, teaching of tolerance, like helping students build their self-esteem. Like what do you think? What should be done in this school?
Well, all the above. Certainly there are too many resources and people in our community that deal with this that should come in and talk to, our girls about this. I have a relationship with, the police department, other schools, okay, who deal with this, for us to all come together and speak at our different schools. Our handbook probably has to change where bullying is an actual section that is handled, okay, a little bit more seriously than it is. You will get suspended. That is already in the handbook for harassment, for several reasons, whether it's sexual orientation, race, religion, all of that. Perhaps we need to go a little step further, because bullying is a for some it's like fighting. Okay, if I fight you, yes, I want to hurt you physically, and everyone can see it. But you don't always know about the student walking in the hallway that has been assaulted emotionally. And so what do you do about that? Someone has to be held accountable for that. And so I think we should be a little bit more harsh in addressing it, because I think it's taken too lightly. But certainly classes, okay, probably smaller groups that can get together. And I really want the girls who have been victimized, girls who have a sensitivity to their fellow peer, not just about my group of girlfriends, but to really counter this. It has to start small so we can really make a difference. Because we're all struggling with it, not just all the leadership.
Okay. Do you think the quote, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," have a place in this society?
No, not at all.
Why do you say that?
Because words do hurt. Words do hurt. Like I said previously, that's an obvious pain. If you hit me with something, the bruise is there. I'll get over it. But when you say something about somebody, when you constantly torment and harass them, that can last a lifetime. Because after a while, if you keep hearing something, you start to believe it. When you come to a school where there's a group of people who will do nothing but just hone on your weaknesses or what they feel are weaknesses, how would that not break the strongest person? So words are very, very powerful. They're not, you don't just say things without a purpose. So no, that's not true.
Okay. If you could say something to the people who bully others, what would you say?
I have to be correct. I have to be right. Because I get very emotional when I see that. You know, and I've actually called Facebook, for instance, you know, a place for punks. Because you can do all that stuff when you're not in front of somebody. And then when you get here, there's nothing to be said. So I have called people punks. Okay? You hide behind these things. You don't even know why you don't like the person. And really, who cares why you don't like the person? So I would just say to bullies, you're so insignificant. And, you know, you must feel so small about yourself to even have so much energy to give to someone that you feel is worthless. But you're the one that's really looking worthless. You know, and that's the best I could say, professionally speaking. You know, but even to talk to a bully, you have to show. It's not just about talking, because you could talk all day. You even know. After a while, it's just blah, blah, blah. Like Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown's teacher. You don't hear us. So it's a matter of showing in a community, we all don't stand for it. So that's what we really have to do. I can talk all day, but I have not changed every bully that I've met. But I have to show none of us are taking it. If I can get some other people to buy into it, whether a young lady is your friend or not, trust me, we'll start pushing bullies out of here.
Okay. Do you have anything to say to people who are bullied? The victims?
It's not punk. Excuse me, I'm just using, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to use some of the lingo that we hear in school.
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, it's not pussy. It's not weak. Okay, it's not snitching to go tell someone. Everyone needs help. Everyone needs a mentor. Even I do. So you can't handle everything on your own. So allow someone, even just one person that you trust, to help you. You don't deserve to go through it. You are worthy just because you are. You weren't put here for nothing. So let's do what we have to do. And no one is worth, you know, my tears. No one is worth my not getting what I deserve. And that's what I say to people that are bullied. And I make sure they know that.
What about the people who are bystanders that just watch what's happening?
You're punks too if you don't say something. Because you'll have your day. And then when no one comes out to help you, what are you going to say? You can't say anything. So it's your responsibility. Just say something. I've even told people, you don't even have to talk to me. Write a note, place it in my box. I respect you for that. But you owe that to another human being. Because I don't know how anyone that has any type of humanity can walk by and see that someone has been pained in that manner and not do something. I just think there's really something wrong with you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one last question.
Yes.
Are you against bullying?
Really? Of course. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.